I realized I didn't really get to introduce myself so well in these videos. You get a bit piece here and there about who I am, but not really the whole picture. And on a completely tangent note, it's that you also get to see some Bumble and Tinder PowerPoints of these people saying why you should date them. So I figured might as well do both in one thing. Make a video about me and this channel, and also at the same time, if you saw me on Bumble and Tinder, hopefully you can swipe right and you can see these reasons why. So without further ado, let's go. Boom. I'm GM, I'm 25 years old. I'm currently working as a UX researcher in a fintech company. But, really more about me is that I'm a nerd for a living where anything and everything learning is something I truly enjoy. So that's pretty nerdy if you call it that. Nerdy, because get it? Glasses, nerdy. And let's break that as a negative stereotype. Here's some basic info about me, some of the basic things I think you'd see also in Bumble, Tinder, just to get to know more about me as well. So here they are. Bam, 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 and bang. Am I missing one? Hopefully not, but if ever. Also, here's a bit list of what I'm interested in and what my interests are. So, bam, 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 bam. Hopefully, if it's too much, it's just gonna be a awkward pop with nothing to show. So let's get a bit more in depth about those things. Nerd for a living, why is that? So my job as a UX researcher is basically learning about the context of where people are coming from and seeing how we can develop products and services that meet them where they are. Ultimately, the goal is to understand where they're coming from, see how our business could better meet them where they are, and hopefully make a win-win situation. So that's pretty much what I enjoy as a nerd for a living. And getting paid to do just that is pretty great. Tell me more about your interests and why those. See, the way I think about my interests is that they all culminate in this idea of living a life full of meaning and intention. So let me start with the first one, life design. Life design was something I was attracted to because after graduating college, I really didn't have an interest or what I wanted to go to in the future of my career. I was simply just thinking about going with the flow, getting a good pay, and proceeding with life as usual. But the problem with that was, although I was getting fairly paid well, I really didn't have a direction of what it is that I wanted to do. I didn't really have my passion, I really didn't get to feel my craft. And I felt more like I was being directed towards doing something rather than me directing where I want to go. And that's the point of life design. You want to design a life that you really want to live out. And as soon as I was starting to figure that existential crisis out, that's where I came up with UX. So UX or user experience is basically the idea of how can we craft certain things, certain experiences, of products or services to better meet people where they are. So think about it in terms of the products or services that you don't really think about and take for granted. You can think about it as like your doorknob, you can think about it as the phone you use, you can think about it even as the touch screen that you have, the keyboard, or even the YouTube app where you're watching this right now. All of those things have had to have a rigorous sense of where you're going with the design to be able to direct you towards the goal that you wanted to do. And all of that is pretty much intentional, and that's where UX comes in. It's a big field and it's a growing field, so if you're more interested about that, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. Quick plug here is that I've also made a video talking about how life design and UX really go together, talking about it in a book called Designing Your Work Life in this video, so hopefully you get to check that out as well. So, going back. Psychology and behavior design very closely related to UX because you need to understand human behavior to be able to design the environment and context around you to get towards a certain behavior that you want to get done. Wow, that was a mouthful. Basically, psychology is understanding how the person thinks and seeing how you can influence that behavior towards good to influence yourself towards a life of direction and meaning. All of them all contribute to this idea that we want to create structure to our lives. We want to design our lives towards a specific purpose, and we want to figure out how we can get there. So, all in all, that's where my interests culminate. UX, life design, and psychology and behavior. So, hopefully that's something you're interested in, and that's where I'm really gonna talk more about my channel. Twice? So, I was pretty shy about this before, talking about it as K-pop, worried about people judging me and the like. But no, let me talk about why I love Twice. Basically, the reason why I like them so much is not just because they're physically pretty, which they are, but because they're so talented in terms of singing, dancing, even variety shows, where it's really just such a breath of fresh air that you get to see people just enjoying what they're doing and being genuinely good people, where you get to just admire them and think, wow, that's a life that I'd want to live out. Not the K-pop idol life, but really more just a life of meaning and intention, and really the work that they had to do to get through to where they are today has been an inspiration for me and continues to be an inspiration. So hopefully you can check them out also. You know, can check out here and here. Maybe that's some Spotify links that you can listen to, or Spotify songs. So hopefully you get to check them out. I really do love them. I really do enjoy their music. I love both their personalities and their talent and their presence and so on and so forth. Twice. That's all about me. You know, getting to know a bit about who I am, what my interests are, why I enjoy Twice, and the like. So hopefully that's giving you enough context of why you should swipe right or subscribe to my channel to watch more about my videos and see what we can learn together. But if that's not enough to convince you to either subscribe or swipe right to me right now, here's some testimonials that you should definitely check out. So let's go. Thank you for watching through this video and hopefully you enjoy. See you and take care. Bye.